Next, the first part of this series I'm going to call the backup communication, emergency communication, whatever you want to call it. They're very similar. It's going to be GMRS. Most people are going to be looking at GMRS because it is very easy to entry, very easy to get into, because you do need a license. That is the first thing I will say. You do need a license from the FCC. It's very easy to get. It's just like a fishing license. You just go to the FCC website. I will put a guide in the description to how to do it because their website is a little confusing. But it's just $35. I think it was maybe $45 after taxes and fees. But you just buy it once. It lasts 10 years. They'll give you a call sign. And whenever you use a GMRS radio, you'll need to use your call sign. You'll just say your call sign first, and then you start talking about whatever information you need to talk about or whatever else. Let's put that out of the way. We'll talk about the main reason why you're going to want GMRS is the capability of repeaters. In really simple terms, a repeater is just a radio at a high altitude usually, or a specific location, usually on a mountaintop or a hilltop or something, to get what's referred as line of sight communication. GMRS and lots of other communication methods, they're referred as line of sight. Next, you can see in this picture, this picture where you'd have a radio right here, and you have a hilltop here, and this radio over here wants to talk to this radio over here, but they can't because of the hilltop. But because they have a repeater up in this really tall hilltop, this radio can go on one of the repeater channels. Next, there's going to be 8 repeater channels on GMRS. You'll go to repeater 1, 2, 3, whatever the repeater is set to. And it's pretty easy to find out when you find repeaters. A good source to find repeaters are Repeater Book. You just search Repeater Book. If you actually just search GMRS repeaters, the first few websites show you a bunch. What I will say is your mileage will vary if they're actually up and going, because a lot of people put them up for a month or two and then they have to take them down, but they forget to take the posting down. Next, your mileage may vary on that one. But in layman's term, you would switch to the right repeater channel, whatever it is. And then instead of going directly to the radio over here by the trees, you would go to the main station up here. While you're transmitting, it will also receive and transmit at the same time. It's in real time. This isn't delayed. So you will transmit, and at the same time, it will transmit back to all the radios on the same channel, not just this one. So if everyone's on the repeater channel 1 and everyone's within range, everyone will hear you speaking. It's very simple. It's very simple. You don't have to worry about frequencies. Some repeater book listings won't put the repeater channel. They'll only put the frequency. Next, you might have to search up GMRS frequencies and just see which ones line up with the repeater channels. It's very simple once you do it once or twice. But this right here, repeaters, is the main reason why you're going to want to use GMRS, because instead of going maybe a mile or two, which we refer to simplex, it just means station to station or radio to radio. You might want to go 20 miles or 30 miles. It all really depends on your terrain. If it's a very flat area, you're going to get much better range. But if it's a very hilly area, you got lots of hills and mountains and trees, you're going to get a lot less range. But repeaters do help. They're not an end-all perfect. I wouldn't 100% rely on them, especially if the power goes out. Most repeaters do have some type of battery backup, at least for a few hours, but not all of them have generator backup for multiple day power outages. Next, your mileage will vary. In your region, you can usually ask on a repeater, like, hey, does the repeater have battery backup? Usually someone knows, or the owner might know. But this is the main reason why you're going to want GMRS. Another technology that is very similar are called It's got FRS. Next, these are what's referred as the FRS radios. FRS just stands for Family Radio System, and GMRS stands for General Mobile Radio System. They use the same frequencies. Next, if you have the like Walmart cheapo radios or the Best Buy cheapo radios, they're more than likely FRS radios. They will work together with GMRS and FRS. That's a really good advantage I like with them. If you're not interested in GMRS at all and you just want like some nice FRS radios, these ones are probably the nicest FRS radios I've seen. They have all the bells and whistles. The main features with these ones is you can get this app, the Talk About app, and you can actually do text messaging through it. Instead of if you're out in like mountains or more not emergency communication methods, if you want to do messaging, these will go radio to radio messaging. No internet, no satellite, no nothing required. These will also be able to send location. Like you can send a little pin over radio. You can, if you have a bunch of them, like 5 or 8 of them, and everyone in your group has one, and you're all split up, you can do group messaging where each person within range, if they're all within range, will get your message. And these do not need a license. FRS does not need a license. Next, there's no call signs, so there's no nothing. But you have a lot less range is the big thing because it's a lot less power. You can't remove the antennas. You can see these are permanently on here. With the GMRS antennas, they actually unscrew. You can actually kind of see the threading on here. They actually unscrew. Next, if you're just looking for some nice FRS radios, I'd highly recommend these ones. They're about $100. Just depends where you get them. If you get them on sale, especially. But if you want to take the next step, go to GMRS radios, like I kind of just showed a little bit. The Baofeng's UV9Gs are actually pretty nice radios. They're not the nicest ones in the world. But for the $70, you get 2 of them. They're fully waterproof, good battery life. They do have the repeater channels built in. If you're looking for other GMRS radios, be aware some of them don't have the repeater channels built in. Next, you want me to use repeaters if you care about that or not. These also come with much nicer antennas. These are what's referred as a whip antenna. They're longer, about 15 and a half inches. Just depends what brand they are. Compared to what's referred as a rubber duck antenna, it is only about 6 inches long. They'll both work, but the longer antenna will get you more consistent range, better signal getting out. They're just overall better antennas. If you're looking for something for your car, your truck, or your house, something like the Midland MXT275 is a nice little upgrade. They're not very big. They're only, I think they're only about 4 or 5 inches long. Same thing, 4 or 5 inches wide. But this will bump you up to 15 watts of power instead of about, I think these are just 5 watts. Yeah, these are just 5 watts of power. Now, what a lot of people get confused about in radio right when they're beginning is like they see 5 watts per 15 watts and like it's 3 times better. It's not exactly how that works. 15 watts from 5 watts, you're going to see some difference, but at the end of the day, you're really not going to see a big difference. The difference when you will see is from 5 watts to 50 watts. You will see a difference with that. And for GMRS, 50 watts is the max power, but 50 watts is actually a good amount for GMRS. Like let's see if I can find it. These have all the features you'd want. Of course, I can't find it right now, but yeah, that's about it. GMRS is very simple. I'll put a link down in the description down below. It says how to get your GMRS license because it is a little confusing. The FCC website is kind of weird. yeah, if anyone has any other questions, just put it in the comments, and I'll answer them, or you can just email me directly. But yeah, this is just part one of hopefully 4 or 5 parts in this series. Next, thanks for watching.